It's me, Brigette. Love Steady Life, and this is your weekly energy update. I've got some intuitive messages for us, for the collective. I am a psychic. I read energy multidimensionally. The three places that I channel from are, well, I guess let me be more specific. The places that I read energy from in these readings are tapping into the collective energy, tapping into the cosmic energy, or channeling from the divine. That's why I wanted to correct myself earlier. Technically, I only channel from right here, from the divine, from the portal right behind the solar plexus. But when I do collective readings, I'm tapping into the collective to see how we're doing. And then when I want to give us predictive readings, when I want to give us our heads up, I'm tapping into the cosmic energy to see what's coming in. In case you were curious, now you know. Now you know. Oh. I'm just about ready. You know how spirit is. Sometimes spirit needs to... I don't have my hair. Usually I do my prep, my energy prep in my hair. I'm touching my hair and I'm getting into my body. What am I going to touch? I don't know my hair. It's up. I want to touch myself. Okay. So the reason I don't want to use cards for this reading right away, the reason I just want to tap into the energy and just talk right to you guys from my spirit, is because I feel a lot. Not like I feel a lot personally. I feel a lot, or enough, in the quantum field, in between you and I. So much so that I feel some of it can be clarified. I want you to see my heart. Let me get my heart energy. The quantum field. Okay, the quantum field. What, Brigette, is the quantum field? What are you talking about, you may ask? So you've got your aura, you've got your personal energy field, and then there are the energy fields of the people around you. What's the space in between? What's the space in between you and others, your energy fields? That's one way that we could describe the quantum field. That is the space in which things manifest. Depending on which level or layer, I should say, of your energy field we're referencing, at one level in your energy field is interchanging and crossing with many other people's fields. However, in one way or another, there is some quantum between you all. So, when I say quantum, it innately references multidimensional qualities, okay? It's when we are referencing the nature of storing massive amounts in tiny spaces. There's a vastness that we don't totally understand yet, but at the same time, the purpose of this incarnation is not to understand. We already have understood before. Before incarnating, we understood. But we chose to incarnate for another reason. So understanding is kind of besides the point. Now I say that, and I want you to take it with a grain of salt, because that could also be taken like gaslighting or something. Like, what do you mean? I want to get things. Absolutely. I want to get things too. And hey, I just wrote how much on my website? Educating about Ascension. So it's not like I don't want you to read those things and learn about it. What I'm speaking to is the energy in the collective that is feeling a little desperate for understanding, and the quality of understanding, or the through line that's driving the desire for understanding, is really this need for control. Need to feel rooted once more in reality, the way perhaps one may have felt physically in the third dimension. And right now we're shifting energies, and the energies are not done shifting yet, and we're not going to feel that solid ground under our feet for quite some time, and that's okay. Take a deep breath. Why is that okay? Because you are of Earth. You're an Earthling. If you're a soul embodied, if you're a human being, you're an Earthling. Your flesh is of Earth, is of soil. Do I mean literally? Obviously not. This is spiritual guidance. So know that it's okay if you don't feel grounded to the planet right now. You're one with the planet, whether you feel grounded or not. You're one with the planet. You're an Earthling. You are of Earth. You are flesh of Earth. Your soul, on the other hand. Wow, baby, that soul is multidimensional. It is of... I'm not even worthy to speak on the complexity of your soul. So once you release the need or even desperation to feel grounded, you can start to enjoy the experience. Because what's the point? You know what I mean? Like, hold on. Do you want this existence to be about your suffering? Because I'm under the impression that the awakening beings have already lived out their incarnations of suffering. The way we usher in heaven on earth and world peace is by resonating that high vibrating energy, that Christed blueprint frequency template, making choices from there, and seeding heaven on earth on the physical plane, seeding 5D in the physical plane. Through our bodies, you're taking high vibrating energy vibrations. This is kind of tight on my head. I might have to take it off. Sorry, I'm interrupting my channel, but I just... I think my head just needed freedom. Okay. I'm still in the message, don't worry. So it's high vibrational energy literally coming out of your body, out of your hands, and into the earth, into the things that you interact with, the people that you interact with. It's like... once you touch it, it's never the same. Once you touch it, it's never the same. Once your energy field interacts with other energy fields, the lower vibrational one is never the same. Ever. They can choose to revert back to a similar vibration to the one they were in before they met you. But they can't take away the memory of meeting you, whether it's on a subconscious level or not. And this can also happen even if you don't directly interact with someone. Simply resonating a high vibrational, similar to that Christed frequency blueprint, simply resonating that and walking through space, your aura, your energy field, bumps up against other aura energy fields, and suddenly they get access to other dimensional frequencies just by proxy. That's what's so cool about the contagiousness of energy. You know, like learning by osmosis, literally. So, grounding. Now that I've told you, or now that I've reminded you rather, that it's okay that you don't feel super grounded right now in the way your physical body used to feel to the earth, because you are still of the earth. You are an earthling. This flesh is earth flavored. We're the earth species. That's a fact I know. Someone in the collective is saying, what about alien DNA? That's cool, man. I'm not saying nothing about aliens right now. Cool, aliens cool, yeah, maybe, I don't know right now. What I do know is earthlings are the masters of time and space on the earth plane. So like, what's cool, I'm gonna tangent into something new soon, so I'm about to go into message number 2. So let me, so excited. Let me close this one out. So we are earthlings. So as earthlings, we can do things that other multidimensional beings, like angels, or like spirits, disembodied spirits, that they can't do. As earthlings, as humans, we can do things that others can't do. And I'm about to get into that. Now, before I get into one of those things, let me close out this thing about grounding. So, since now I've reminded you that your human body is of earth, it's earth material, earth, that means grounding can also be considered grounding your awareness and your energy, your soul, into your body. Just make sure you're here, present in your physical space. Don't worry so much about the ground below your feet right now. And just make sure you're fully inhabiting this physical body. Because if you've watched my other videos, then you know, or you're constantly reminded by me, that our energy is expanding right now as our vibration is rising. And due to cosmic energy, we don't really have a choice what is happening to our vibration when the cosmic energy hits. We're being taken on a ride. So we surf, right? We sense the energy and we work with it. So when it comes to grounding, if you feel worried that you feel all over the place and you feel, maybe frazzled because you can't feel that grounded feeling onto the earth, instead, don't worry about that. Bridge the gap between spirit and self. You feel all over, just return to self. Don't worry about anything else. There's a lot occurring in here in this physical vessel, activation of portals, etc., etc. It will bring you much peace. Return to self, return to self. A lot of us, Spirit says, have had our telepathic and psychic powers turn on the past couple months, and that's really exciting, and that can cause us to kind of overextend our quantum mind or our ability to traverse the quantum field into the collective, pass through the quantum field into the collective space. So that's when people are activating their telepathic powers and, exploring. But if they're not 100% cognizant that that's what they're doing, it can make sense that, one could overextend oneself and, spend too much time out there, too much time tapping in, out there, and then, fry out, feel like brain fried, or just feel out of touch with oneself, or all over the place. So if that's the case, this message is for you. Return to the self. Know that your energy field isn't going anywhere. Your energy field will stay very beautiful and big, but it's where you anchor your energy that is really crucial. And so you want to make sure you're anchored here. And that consciousness, that belief system, is what's going to anchor your energy in that heart chakra vibration. That's what I'm hoping that you will intend for, because that's that 5D vibrational energy. So when you feel all over, remember, you can anchor into the center. You want to anchor into yourself. You can feel like your energy is streaming back into yourself. And then what you will realize is now you can be a fully integrated being and tap into the edges of your full energy field without actually needing to go out of body and astral travel out to your energy field, unless you really want to. pulse entry on your own house. Like, imagine that. Hold on, let me sit and astral travel for a second to see who's outside. Not saying that doesn't come in handy. So I hope that helps. And I love you so much. And that's message number 1. That feels so good to get out. Oh. You're welcome. Thank you for the love. Awesome. Let me get comfortable. Hey, my love, you made it. Come on in. We're about to get into message number 2. Okay, fixed my pillow. Okay. So I kind of touched on where this message might be going. I haven't decided how I feel about my baby hairs. That's not where this message is going. It just felt like, acknowledging my human. I love you, human. Yes, your baby hairs are very important. I agree. Wow. Do you feel better, human? Do you feel better now that your baby hairs? Yeah, I do feel better. Look at that. Self-respect. Boom. In action. And I feel good about my baby hairs. Just to confirm. Am I ready for this? God, this next message is going to be deeper than the lost. So I think I'm a little hesitant to dive in. I'm going to hydrate. Thank you. Baby hairs need love too. Thank you very much. Yeah, they were really constrained under my face mask that I was wearing on my head. Oh my God, I'm so excited for you guys. I'm so excited that you get to receive this message for free. You get it for free because I love you. Oh. Know that if you want to read more into it, which one is it in? I think it's in the Sovereignty Papers. I think I talk about what I'm about to talk about now in the Sovereignty Papers. Is that true? If you don't know what the Sovereignty Papers are, that's my book. But right now, you can read it on my website as an article. If you're a Gold member, you can read everything for free because it's included because you're paying for a Gold member. That's $11 a month. Or you just buy each article per article. If you want to read free samples of my articles, you can do that. You would go to my shop, and then when you click on the article, you'll see in the longer description, I have a description that is like a free sample of a chunk of the article. But some of these articles are really meaty. So if you don't feel called to it, don't bother because it's like a lot of words, and then you're gonna pay for something, and then you're gonna look at 4,000 words in front of you. You're gonna be like, well, now I gotta read this. No, you don't. Only if you want to. You gotta feel called to it. Because I guess eventually I'll share the light code with you, which I'm doing now for one of the many things I spoke about in the Sovereignty Papers, darling, in the Sovereignty Papers. So check that out. And what I want to talk to you about is how Earthlings are masters of time and space on the earth plane. No matter where the vibration of the earth plane goes. In an earth body, you are a master of time and space. Do you notice that you don't see physical aliens walking around? That you don't have angels with wings walking around? Other beings cannot traverse the vibrational shift from 3D to 5D the way this human body can, baby. Other species can't handle it physically. They can't. It doesn't work yet. It doesn't work. They gotta wait until all of us raise our vibration. And when we are resonating in those higher planes, then maybe they can hang out here. Maybe. I'm not totally sure. That I could channel something about it, but I actually want to share something more specific on target. Masters of time and space, right? So, the first thing I think that's cool is what I just said. How vibrations and shit. Sorry. How earthlings can handle traversing 3D, 4D, 5D physically in their bodies. But other beings are not meant for those vibratory planes. That's why souls incarnate as humans on the earth plane to go through this experience. If you want this experience, you do the human. You want this experience, you do the human. Now, another thing that's really cool, that is unique to human beings, is how we can, although I choose not to, we can channel other dimensional beings through our vessel without getting possessed. We're able to channel other beings through our vessel, share messages from other beings like a satellite. Our satellite literally picks it up, kind of. And our soul is maintained, and we maintain our vibration. That's pretty interesting, you know? Because like a radio in itself does not have a personality. The radio is like a machine, and it's tuning to vibrations, and it inhabits whatever vibration frequency it's tuned to, and that's the station that you hear. But humans, my frequency comes from within. However I choose to utilize my satellite that's going to pick up things and whatnot is my choice. I am human. I am an earthling, baby. Sure, I'll tap into whatever I want to tap into. I am maintained. Why? Let's return to message number 1. I'm anchored. I'm anchored here. I'm anchored within. Okay? Okay? Lemon water, darlings. Lemon water. Okay. How do you guys feel? How was that for you? Do I want to say anything else about that? I don't think so. Let's see what else I can tap into. Let's expand. Oh, yay. Thank you for confirmation in the comments. I am so glad you guys are feeling good. That's awesome. Reassured? That's awesome. Super awesome. Thank you. And I love you. Thank you. And I love you. Yeah, thanks for that love. I feel it. It was amazing. Yum. Yeah. I accept the love. Thank you. I want to expand upon some of the things I already talked about. Go a little bit more into that. Talk a little bit more about being anchored in your physical body, resonating your own frequency, being a sovereign being. When I resonate my own frequency, because I'm making my choices and my beliefs. Hey, whether my choices and my beliefs happen to be in alignment with other people's, and I actually have a bunch of things in common with other people's, besides the fucking point. The point is that I'm anchored within, and I'm able to cognitively tap into source energy from within and make sure conferencing, let me just say that, conferencing with, or referencing, that source energy as I'm functioning through life and reality. Take a deep breath. So this isn't just about having a regular human existence. It's about accessing an awakened and enlightened, a magical human existence. This is the Lightworker journey. We're manifesting heaven on earth, world peace, equality on the spiritual plane. You see, we're the sneak attack of the light and love. Because what we do is we come in from the psychic and telepathic realm. Everyone laughs at us because we feel so powerful about shooting out light and love. But when we are actually, when they start to feel it, let's say, when we start to shoot out that light and love into the collective energy so strongly, collectively, telepathically, that everyone starts to feel it, they start to be infused with light and love from the collective rather than the turmoil of the collective taking them for a ride. Oof, it's going to be such a beautiful shift. And then they're going to say, oh my God, I'm sending you light and love. Do you feel it? And you're going to say, fuck yeah, I'm excited. So the thing is, looks like we're talking about, so now the next topic that we're going to talk about, I'm jumping into something I discussed in the Ascension papers in timeline saturations. Timeline saturations on the Ascension papers, that was separated into 4 different parts. I want to talk a little bit about that. But the reason I'm telling you where it's written about is so if you want to learn more about it and what I discuss is not thorough enough, you can satisfy your curiosity on my website, lovesteadylife.com. Okay. Let me tap into this energy so I can deliver it authentically, darlings. Okay. So, the way I tap into the collective energy, anyone can tap into the collective energy because we are all part of the collective. The earth has a psychic field that we are all connected on. This telepathic plane of existence that we are all connected on. Those of us who are sovereign, those of us who anchor within the physical body, soul in the physical body, and resonate our own authentic frequency, we are not affected as much by whatever the consensus is in the collective energy. This is a psychic field, right, that we're all connected by. We're not so affected by that because we have our own vibration kind of coming out like this. But oftentimes, if due to trauma, heartbreak, escaping, detachment, disassociation, being, what am I trying to think? Preferring astral traveling over being in the human body. All those things can sometimes have us not be anchored in that center, in the self. So, my loves, if that's the case, or, hold on, there's a whole other thing that could cause you to not be anchored in the self, so let me tangent. If you give your power away to other sources, if you give your power away to other people, organizations, programs, and that means like any energy of like blind belief, blind acceptance, without applying your own source discernment, tapping into your true source energy and viewing it from your God eye, viewing it from your God point of view, from your highest vibrational Christ blueprint frequency self, applying it through the filter of the divine, right? And then deciding if you will interact with it or not. Let me remind you, when you have no choice whether or not to interact with something, interface. Do not change, lower, I should say, your vibration in order to make something more pleasing for another. Always trust that if you're anchored in the heart center, by entering into a situation, anchoring into the heart center, you will sense if you realize that you are actually the ignorant one. If you're in the heart center, you will realize that you're actually the one who's being fucked up. And if you're in the heart center, you're going to be accountable. And you're going to be responsible, and you're going to fucking change if you're in the heart center. Because we're human and we fuck up and things happen. And we change and we transform every day, evolve. Learn new things, gather new facts in our research or by trusted sources, whatever the fuck. It's not about giving your power away. It's about applying to the center. And the more I anchor in, the deeper I go. And the more I go, and the more deeper I go. And Ziba. And the vibe gets higher and higher. And then I realize, oh my God, those are some fucked up beliefs I used to have. Oh my God, I don't believe that anymore. Thank God. Whatever the fuck. You transmute it and you move on. And then your vibration is truly raised. So that act of taking your power back is amazing. Every person can do that. That's what makes you or assists you in becoming a sovereign being. And a lot of people right now feel really attached, have a relationship type of attachment. You know, like attachment styles. People, they have like an attachment to their Facebook feeds and to their cable news. To their Facebook feeds and their cable news. They're feeling an emotional attachment to it. They are receiving some kind of emotional drip from it. So I'd like to clarify for you, my love, if that resonates, that what you're being fed is fear. But when you're full of fear, it only makes sense to think that that is what you consume, because it is of you. And you're resonating a pure energy of fear. It would only make sense that you could easily recognize more fear and be like, oh, well, that's me. That's great. That's my people. That's my thing. Let's do this. But you can feel the unconscious quality of that, right? Full of assumption. Full of worst case scenario. Lowest effort. Put in. If you're fucking sad, you're fucking depressed, it's not easy to put fucking effort in, so be easy on yourself. But at the same time, if you're sad, if you're depressed, should you really be going out there trying to tell people what to do? The emotion that you're in and that you feel you're anchored in is the energy that you're giving out. Now, as multidimensional beings, I can be sad about something and enraged about something and also be happy in the conscious moment. What I'm anchored in is my now moment. I'm anchored in my center. So I'm aware of things in the world that are terrible. And I'm aware of the things that I still need to get angry about when I need to. And the people that I still need to defend when I need to. With my own fucking body. I'm aware. But I can acknowledge that they're all tools in the tool belt. And I'm okay because I'm a human. And I know that I have access to a rainbow of emotions for some magical reason. And so instead of trying to make myself some neutral robot who only feels happy, I acknowledge that I have constant access to all the emotions at all times because I'm a multidimensional human with many, many, many timelines going. And so in all of these timelines, they're going and they're going and they're going. I can sense them. Sense all my different versions of myself, past, present, future, and beyond. I can sense them. I can tap into their energy. So I, honor my soul. I'm like, wow, you're so magical, soul. Ooh, great. All these things are great. All these emotions, all these things you have access to, all these things you feel, all these things you think. I'm anchored in the center. All of these things are factors. I'm able to channel them. They're tools. They're tools in my tool belt. But I'm anchored in my center. In the end, I choose what do I want to do and how do I want to be. And it takes time to practice it. I'll tell you right now, I explicitly remember in 2010 when I really was reading deep into some articles on goldenageofgaia.com about Ascension. And so I'm reading these articles about Ascension, and I'm like, the light codes are activating for me, right? And I'm starting to realize oh my God. You're telling me that in 5D, this is when I was first realizing this, you're telling me that in 5D, the only things I have are the things I'm able to resonate in my frequency. You're telling me that in 5D, every single thing I think has a vibration and will literally be reflected back at me. Like, I couldn't fully believe it because my mind was so full of shit. I was so not in control of my emotions, victimized all the fucking time, Karen programming. I had a lot I had to bust through. 2000, what year did I just say? 2009, did I say? 2010? How old am I now? It took time, but I explicitly remember when I didn't believe that it was possible to become aware of my thoughts and to allow my emotions to flow without allowing my soul to go with the emotion that's going out of my body. Because the emotion will flow, express, inform, do its thing, and then it's gonna go. Some people, they disembody with the fucking emotion. Where you going, baby? Okay. Or they partially disembody as the emotion's leaving, and then they grab onto it with their astral body. Then they just like hang there in this weird energetic thing. Like, no judgment. I'm just offering illustrations for your energetic education and enlightenment. We're in like message 2.5, maybe 3. Kind of tangented quite a few times. Yeah, it's all the same theme, right? It's all the same theme. I'm gonna fix my bun. I have to play with my hair a little bit. It just doesn't feel right if I don't. I probably have more to say to you. I wish you guys knew how incredulous I was. Like, no fucking way that Ascension means, no fucking way that manifestation means. Like, when I was first learning, I was like, I'm fucked. That's literally what I thought. I was like, oh, I'm fucked. I'm never going to be able to manifest. That's what I thought. I'm never going to be able to manifest. I was like, I've got at least 20 to 40 voices in my head that are criticizing me. There's no way. But I was like, fuck it. It resonates with me so strongly that I'm just going to go for it. So I did, and I have been following my heart, living a dream, keeping it real, and it's been incredible. So now I'm teaching it because it's worked for me thus far. Things have been proven. I'm almost done here. Things have been proven, so I haven't actually done a bun using my phone as a mirror before, but it works. So, my darling, how long have we been here? I don't think it's been an hour. Maybe it's been like 30 minutes? 40 minutes? I don't know. What is time? I'm a master of time and space, but what is time? Delicious. Okay, I think I can get at least one more message out. One more message out. And then I fix my camera angle. Hey, thanks for being here, guys. Love you. Thanks for holding space while I situate. Okay. Oh. This would be perfect if my bun wasn't cut off right now. Back you go. You see, if you can make yourself happy with the little things, I hope you will, because life gets good. Little things. Please yourself as much as you can. I did not say pleasure yourself, although I know a lot of you took it there. That could manifest as pleasuring yourself. But the umbrella, that pleasuring yourself is one of the things potentially under, is pleasing yourself. Please yourself. Don't you deserve it? I mean, there's a lot of shit going on. I'm not saying don't do other things. I'm here for spiritual guidance. I'm here for you. I'm here for your soul. So that you can feel strong and powered up to do what you want to do with your free will. So just stay with your soul and your body and take a deep breath. And I'm happy to remind you that you can do a lot, and you can do a lot more once you take accountability for your thoughts so that you can become a sovereign being. When I'm a sovereign being, it doesn't matter what the people around me are doing. I am not swayed. Some would see it as stubborn. I am not swayed. I need time to let things process. On occasion, divine truth is clear. Spirit speaks clear. I can see through the bullshit, and I know when something is not right, and I exit when needed. But usually, if something's really bad, Spirit makes it exit for me. Usually, if something's really bad, it's not even gonna pass through to me because of the vibrations. We're gonna get more into it, my love. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. I love you so much. Thank you, Spirit. I love you so much. Holy Spirit, so good, so grateful. We gotta keep it real, people. This is Holy Spirit energy. This is not something to fuck around with. This is the energy of feeling true responsibility for one's own plot of existence. Feeling true responsibility for what I'm giving out from all facets. I was gonna say from all holes. Obviously, that's a joke. I'm gonna be responsible for what I'm giving out from all facets. Creatively, what I'm saying, what I'm thinking, what I'm emoting, how I'm moving, the choices I'm making. And no one's holding you to shit. So if you choose something or do something and realize that you are in a state of bullshit, you are being low vibrational. Don't cover your tracks, Spirit says. Who needs to hear this? I need my chapstick. Don't cover your tracks. Take accountability. I have more to the message. Don't pause the video here. Hold on, I'm almost ready. Okay. It's not about making choices where you feel you need to cover your tracks. Instead, it's learning how to finesse the dark. If you've already made choices in the dark, in the lower vibrational plane, trust that if your truest intention is to move from integrity from that point forward, your timelines will reflect that. And Spirit will assist you in having a graceful exit and closing of the agreements you've made in the lower vibrational planes so that you can ascend into the higher vibrational plane in the same human body, untethered to the lower vibrational planes. A lot of people are very still tethered to the lower vibrational plane because of soul contracts, because of agreements they've made with other people, because of things that they've done and then they've swept under the rug and kept on living their happy lives. These are agreements and soul contracts. These are things that will never escape you. But remember, you take accountability. Be responsible for the things you've done, said. Be responsible. That's not covering your tracks. It's going back to the source that you have tracks to or from. You know what I mean? It's going back to that source and acknowledging the wrongdoing. Doing what feels right. Because I'm not saying acknowledging the wrongdoing is all you need to do. No. Again, this is spiritual guidance, so I gotta always guide it back into the energy work. You've got to do what feels right, and I need to add on to that. It's not just do what feels right. The universe reads you. Spirit is within you and knows you, and is also multidimensional and sees the choices you're going to make now and in the future, and the choices you might consider making now in the future. And every choice you'll ever make now and in the future and in the multidimensional sphere. There's no bullshitting the universe. There's no bullshitting the future. There's no bullshitting spirit. So, it's like your vibration will lie. Can't get into 5D? No, you got too many 3D soul contracts. Fix your shit. If you've got that actual pure intention, if you actually have that pure intention to continue to raise your vibration and continue to be accountable, your timelines will reflect it. Just the act of intention shifts timelines, etc. But it's because you start making steps with your free will on the physical plane, utilizing the energy of the intention, which further grounds and shifts your timelines in a much more powerful way. Why? Because you're taking sovereign vibrations, you're bringing them not only from your mind and feeling body, you're bringing them into your physical body and you're letting them move you. And that is an act of a god, or that is an act of an earth angel. That is an act of a being that is grounding heaven on earth. That is an act of a being who's anchored in the heart center and who's activated source energy. Not any being can just activate that energy or activate that center. In fact, something I think we were talking about in the last live video I was just doing, if you don't resonate in the heart center, most of the things that I talk about and we talk about from the heart center are going to be silly for you and good. I hope I make you laugh, baby. Because if you could feel how we feel when we resonate in this fifth dimension, just imagine a constant orgasm. And then if you're in a constant state of orgasm, then imagine what the orgasms are like. Because that's what it's like. I mean, orgasms are better. Just to be clear. For example. So I hope I make you laugh. That was a fun one. I like that message. Take your deep breath. I almost forgot to remind you. Let's take another deep breath together. So as you step forward and you intend into the light and you start to utilize the light with your actions, utilize the light as you start to take responsibility or close out contracts, any things you feel that hold you back, as in things you said you would do that you didn't, you know what I mean? It's that feeling of that energy. Things you did that were wrong, you fucked someone over, like it's hard because I gotta keep it spiritual. I don't want you to ever re-traumatize someone that you traumatized. You know what I mean? It's a really delicate space, the little fine line I'm trying to give you spiritual guidance in. But when anchored in the authentic heart center, you will be guided in an appropriate manner. It's when the energy varies to the other chakras as the anchor that the experience will also vary, and I cannot guarantee the quality of the experience. So I guess that's my disclaimer. Not even fine print. I hope it was well spoken. Clear English. Para continuar en español, marque 9. Okay. That was awesome, actually. That was really cool getting those messages out. I really enjoyed channeling all of that. Some of my favorite things to talk about. Oh my goodness, I hope I have a little more time. I have one more thing I want to talk to you guys about. It's an image. So activate your creativity. Activate your imagination. I love you guys too. I love you. I love you. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the hearts. Okay, what was I saying? All right, image. So we are going to make an illustration with our minds, with our creativity. If you need to draw it, feel free. This is not a literal depiction. I'm offering an image for educational purposes. So, imagine like a cloud, like a cartoon cloud, that shape. That will represent the collective energy. Then imagine this cloud has strings coming down from it. And each string has a little human or like a little stick figure attached to it. So it's a cloud, and it almost looks like it has little puppet strings hanging down from the cloud with little humans on the ends of the strings. So that's the collective energy and like everyone's connection to the collective energy. So the people that are not sovereign, the people who are not resonating their own energy, but rather are kind of existing as a vessel, they then have, because their soul's out of body for one reason or another, they then are bringing in collective energy into their bodies and letting that move them around. And so those are the people on the strings that are going to be just moved whatever way, like puppets, right? But then you're going to have some other people, the sovereign people on the strings, and that's not the case. And so Spirit's given me lots of different images, so there's no one way to show a cute illustration of what sovereign would look like as the little dude on the string. But like one was like he would pole dance on his string, so he would like get up and be like, woohoo, yeah, suckers. Or maybe he would like climb up the string and like hack into the cloud. Or like would stand firm and nothing would move it, and then the people who were swaying around, they get stopped and they gotta stand firm for a second. So multiple examples here. But that's the point. I don't know all the different things a sovereign being can be. But the energy, I hope that image can assist. If you're not inhabiting your body, the collective energy will inhabit your body and you will be moved. If the collective energy happens to be a perpetuation of the dark, predominantly dark, then know that is what you are being moved by. And that is why it's so important for us to be accountable and responsible for our thoughts and beliefs and how we're feeling. And to just take responsibility if you're thinking some bullshit stuff, and change and fix the soul contracts, follow your heart, meditate on it, and then keep moving up and forward. But you've got to actually believe and trust that you are capable of being sovereign. Otherwise, all this shit will feel like it won't feel real, because it's not real, because your heart's not really in it. Not everyone likes being a puppet. Not everyone likes being an empty vessel, just being a pawn for the collective energy. And I talked about being triggered in another one of my YouTube videos, so I won't talk too much about it again. But everyone has a different response in acknowledging a sovereign energy being. Now again, this is spiritual guidance, talking about spiritual sovereignty. I don't know about the other kind. Spiritual. So, someone who's a vessel of collective energy, they may not necessarily enjoy their existence as a zombie, or as a sheep, or as a sleeper, or as a vessel, or as someone who holds mindsets or resonates vibrations of those kind of things, right? They may not necessarily enjoy it, they just have never witnessed another way. They don't know another way, and so that is their life. They come into contact with you, the sovereign being, or maybe their psychic energy field comes into contact with you, a sovereign being. And suddenly, their energy field's like, oh, that's better. Let's do that instead. Your energy field starts automatically upgrading. Auto updates, you don't get to swipe and say, no, remind me later updates. Your energy field doesn't give two shits. Your energy field's like, update now. Update now. So then you're human. your mind, your free will. You still got power. You still got your free will, man. I'm an earthling. I'm a master of time and space. So my energy field, zoop, 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 can update all I want. But I have to choose to acknowledge. I once thought this, but now I've had this epiphany. I'm feeling drawn towards this as truth when I once thought this was truth. We have to allow ourselves to transcend that cognitive dissonance and allow ourselves to transmute any of that darkness within us. We've all been programmed since childhood. And then also our bloodlines are programmed. And then also our soul may have stamps on it, karmic stamps on our soul that are getting worked out in the lower vibrational planes. And so some of your 3D exchanges shouldn't feel like such a big deal, but they are. It's because they're karmically stamped, and it's okay. So remember to interface your love light energy with all exchanges, and give everyone the option to align with the love vibration, and then go from there. Trust that if you keep staying led by your authentic, anchored heart center, you're going to be tapping into new energies, new ideas that other people may not have had before. So you could be a revolutionary, you could be an inventor, you could save lives. I'm so proud of us for the growth we're going through, and for the ideas that everyone's going to have, and for the strength that they're embodying. So keep questioning everything, keep loving on yourself, keep pleasing yourself, and I love you. Thank you for being here. I'll be back soon, okay? If you have any questions, you can DM me on Instagram at LoveSteadyLife. If you want to book a reading, you can go to lovesteadylife.com. If you want to read the things I've written, that's also on my website. So I love you, and have a beautiful day. I'll talk to you later.